Jack Dorsey, Jack Dorsey, Jack Dorsey, his birthday is today, and of course he is. The man who began Twitter, but in 2022, he sold the damn thing to you-know-who. That's right, 2 long years and 1 short month ago, JGF Jack D relinquished ownership of his claim to fame to an even more household name, that of Mr. Elon Musk. And I thought, what better way of honoring the life and legacy of the former founder of Twitter than by speaking to its current founder and soon-to-be assistant to the national president, Elon Musk. Oh no, of course, I know what you're thinking. Elon's a busy guy. He's not going to be able to join us on this Zoom meeting today, but I was able to set up a direct Neuralink connection with Mr. Musk. So he will be joining us for a quick interview by wirelessly beaming his brainwaves into mine via the Wi-Fi. And I want to say shout out to x.com user basedracist1488 for helping me set that up. So let me just get my cable plugged in my head here. I had to get a socket put in my head to do this. Oh, okay, so Elon Musk, I want to thank you for joining us today. As I said in our pre-show interview, we are going to be talking about Jack Dorsey today. It's his birthday. You probably know that. And so I was just wondering if you could talk to us specifically about just the whole behind-the-scenes machinations of the Twitter acquisition and what it was like dealing with Jack Dorsey, both as a businessman and just a man. Are you there, Mr. Musk? That's what I began to notice with Twitter around 2020, 2021, that it's as Twitter as a platform was becoming like, well, a platform is something that a platform can raise something up, say, 3-4 feet in the air maybe, but a platform can also be what is a man is hanged from, like on a gallows pole in the Wild West. That could be a platform too, and that's concerning, because you could have a platform where it's like 3 different platforms of one descending size, and the first place platform, say like in a swimming competition where someone gets a trophy, that could be a platform. But it's becoming the platform where free speech is being hanged, Wild West style, and without free speech, we're fucked. We're totally fucked without free speech. And the reason we have the Second Amendment is so that we have the Second Amendment so we can call the First Amendment the First Amendment, because we don't have a Second Amendment, then the First Amendment is just the only amendment. So you have to have more after that, second, third, and fourth. There's probably more than that. We don't know for sure. But the First Amendment is so important. And that's how you know it's important, is it's first. And I'm actually, people don't realize this, but I'm in first place globally amongst Farmville players on Facebook. I'm actually quite an active gamer on Farmville. And gamers, people think about gaming that it's just for masturbators and the unemployed and virgins. But for any of my companies, I will hire a gamer over a non-gamer any day, because it takes such acuity and passion and even motor skills if you're using a computer keyboard and that's something I value in an employee. But something I value the most in an employee is my ability to fire them, because you don't need a lot of employees to run a business. Like when I run X, and you think about it in X, if any treasure map that you've seen, where is the treasure? It is under the X. There's a long kind of dotted line through the sand and through the palm trees. And when you get to the end of that, there's an X, and you dig that up. That's where you get the treasure chest, And if you're splitting that treasure amongst all these DEI hires, then you can't have that. And that's all you see now these days is these DEI hires. You see race, you see gender, but I don't see it that way. I don't see race. I don't see gender. I look around me, I see white guys, and that's the kind of thing we need with Doge, which is this is the Department of Government Efficiency, which I'll be running with another gentleman. I don't remember his name, but I'm going to be in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency in the White House. Let that sink in. And then perhaps when I show up to the White House, I'll be carrying a kitchen sink, and we can post a picture of it, and it says, "Let that sink in." It's kind of a play on words, but currently there are over 420 federal agencies, and we could get that down to as low as 69. And there's just so much waste in government, and I don't believe in that sort of redundancy, repetition, sort of repeating oneself and things that are redundant. And, if you just do the same, because you don't need that. We need you think, why do we need a Department of Agriculture when you can get just as much done just playing Farmville? And I meant to wear it today. I forgot. I brought a hat, and it says "Make Orwell Fiction Again." Right? Because it's not it's not fucking fiction anymore. It's real. We're living in 1985. And back then, the left was the party of free speech, and now they censor everything. I'm like, what the fuck happened? You know, you can post something now, and you're not getting the likes you used to get, and that's not free speech. And that's why I purchased Twitter, because free speech is so fucking important. I didn't do it for financial gain, and it hasn't been for financial gain. And the advertisers have been leaving the platform. Well, they can fuck themselves, you know. But they should come back as well, because what the platform is now becoming, not that gallows pole in the Wild West, but it is becoming that platform where you can stand and receive a trophy, perhaps after a swimming competition or archery or something like that kind of platform that you asked about earlier. But now it's becoming more and more just DEI and Marxism. And you have to think, where does Marxism come from? Well, it's from the Marx Brothers, you know, and they weren't fucking joking around, those guys, you know. It's dangerous. It's fucking dangerous when you see the kind of havoc that they would wreak at a society ball or something like that. So free speech, you know, you look at something like Saturday Night Live, that was supposed to be free speech, but it's all scripted. It's all fucking scripted. And I know, because I hosted the show one time. You've probably seen that. And I had all sorts of comedy ideas. I wanted to do a skit where I would have blackface makeup, and I would walk up to some women and say, would you like to see my big black cock? But then I take out a large rooster with black feathers. And they said, no, we can't do that. I said, why not? That's hilarious. They said, well, we already did that with Jimmy Fallon back in 2002. So, well, fair enough. But, you know, they call you racist, you know, they call you racist for anything now. They're just for noticing things. Like on X now, you know, you'll see a post where it's like maybe a picture of perhaps like an airline pilot, and it's a black woman, and you think, well, hold on, you know, how did she get that job? You know, much to think about there. Or like there's pictures of Kamala Harris next to Montel Williams at the BET Awards in 1998, and you have to think that's very concerning, right? That's very concerning. But now on X, you can say these things. You know, you can say. I mean, there's all sorts of words that you can say things like. I have to interrupt the connection here, Elon. Some of that I don't want to say on the microphone. I don't want to say that I don't really want to say it at all, but certainly not on the microphone. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to know, do you have any final thoughts about Jack Dorsey and the purchase of Twitter and just birthdays in general? USA. 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 Ah! Okay, now he's telling me to I have to jump up and make an X with my body. Hold on a second. My head hurts. Happy birthday, Jack Dorsey.
Happy birthday, Jack Dorsey.